There are tons of villages in the Arctic Circle, but to get a taste of what life is like under the midnight sun, we've traveled south to Northern Norway's largest city. This is Tromsø.
Tromsø is a beautiful city, home to more than 70,000 people. It's well known for its colorful wooden houses. Looking for the best airfare to take you on your next adventure to Europe? Well, look no further than Norwegian Airlines. Voted the best low-cost long-haul carrier in the world, they fly on more than 60 non-stop routes to Europe from 17 destinations in the US and Canada. So to book your travels, head on over to Norwegian.com and click on the low fare finder. After a brief exploration of Tromsø's downtown, which is full of vibrantly colored shops, restaurants, and adventure outfitters, I headed across the main bridge for a quick stop at the Arctic Cathedral before heading up to the fjords for a bird's eye view of Tromsø. Now that I've got my Norwegian sweater, it's time to check out more of Tromsø. So I'm heading up to Floya. This is a little mountain here that has a fantastic view of the whole Tromsø area. Now there is a gondola that you can take to get to the top, but I decided to hike it up on foot, which takes about 45 minutes to an hour. And the views of the town and the island are just absolutely stunning. This is like straight up. There are some other paths that you can take to the top, but I decided to do this one straight under the gondola, so it is pretty steep. So the path turned into some stairs, and as you guys can see behind me over here, where the snow at the top of the mountain has melted, created this like snow waterfall, which is pretty spectacular. But check out this scenery behind me, because wow, it's just absolutely amazing. What a spectacular view! Wow. The gondola is actually open till 1 a.m. in the summer, and it's easy to see why people in this region get half as much sleep in the summer as they do in the winter. With so much to do and explore here, the mountains, the fjords, fishing, hiking, kayaking, the options are endless, and the hours are endless too. The gondola, which is called fjellheisen in Norwegian, costs 150 krones each way, which is about $17 US, and it runs about every 30 minutes. Tromsø is surrounded by mountains and beautiful fjords that interconnect with other islands and wild lands, making it an adventure lover's haven. What an epic day we've had hiking and exploring the city, but the daylight hours are far from over, and one of the best ways to explore is by water, so tonight we're going to be hopping on a catamaran and catching the midnight sun by sea. Tromsø is actually located on an island called Tromsøya. It's been inhabited since the end of the last ice age. Norsemen and Sami both called the place home, and it was once also a prominent village to Russian traders. It's just past 11 o'clock p.m. Out here tonight on the fjords. We just put the sails up on the catamaran, and we're just waiting for the sun to come out from behind the clouds to see the glory of the midnight sun. I'm pretty tired. It's been a long day, so I'm on my fourth cup of coffee today, or tea I should say, but it's absolutely beautiful out here. We're just catching a nice little gust here, and we're going to be sailing around the whole island of Tromsøyen, which is the municipal island that Tromsø lies on. On my visit to Tromsø, I teamed up with the sustainable tour company Puka Travels, who leads many adventure activities around the city. And after my midnight sailing of the fjords, I joined them again, hopping in a Tesla and driving to the neighboring area of Whale Island for an eco-fjord hike. A drizzly morning, clouds weren't going to stop us from getting to this great 360-degree viewpoint where you can see the fjords and all the way to Tromsø. The island of Tromsø is located within a series of islands, from Sommarøy and Senja to Lofoten. They're all connected by roads and ferries, and all of them are worthy of exploration. So after bidding farewell to Whale Island, I set out to explore more of this beautiful landscape. My first stop was to see a collection of old wooden houses which were grouped on the sea. Now, Tromsø actually has the highest number of old wooden houses in all of Northern Norway, and this was one of my favorite stops on my road trip, just because I loved seeing these colorful little cabins with the grass growing on the roofs. Tromsø is located in the Arctic Circle at 69 degrees north, which means it experiences extremely long summers and winter hours. For 48 days in winter there is darkness, but for 70 days in the summer there is endless sun, which means endless hours to hike, kayak, bike, sail, and explore. This is the Arctic fishing village of Sommarøy, also known as the Caribbean of the Arctic, just with water a little bit colder. But it's here in this village that they're actually trying to become the world's first time-free zone. They've already petitioned the government and they're just waiting for a reply. This isn't the island that time forgot, but it is the island that's trying to forget about time, and this bridge shows its dedication. As a reminder of the 24 hours of daylight here, the locals have left their watches on the bridge, and I recommend if you come for a visit, you do the same. There isn't much to the village of Sommarøy, but its gorgeous white sand beaches and calm waters beckon tourists coming to enjoy 5 weeks of endless sunshine and a chance to forget about time. Its 300 or so residents hope that getting rid of time can offer some flexibility to school and work hours in a place where time is somewhat of a nuisance. Heading across the fjord, we have one more stop on our trip to see the midnight sun, the island of Senja. To get there, I'm going to hop on a ferry, and it should take about an hour. I'm actually the first car here, so I'm just enjoying the amazing view. When I get to Senja, I'm going to be exploring a little bit and hiking one of the best viewpoints on the island. Right now I'm on the island of Senja, and this is Fjordgard in the background. We're going to be driving the scenic route around this island, which is just a short ferry ride from our last stop. But first I wanted to take you to one of the best viewpoints on the entire island. It's just a short hike, so let's go. This trail is just 2 kilometers, but it is pretty steep. I've also been told near the top it is a little bit scary for those afraid of heights. But it's pretty incredible being here and just seeing this landscape without the snow. You know, I was here, not on this island, but in Northern Norway in the Arctic Circle in January, and everything was white. I mean, you couldn't see anything. The trees, everything was covered. So it's pretty spectacular to see just how much lush green vegetation springs to life, and the hundreds of waterfalls that, you know, come out of the mountains from the melting glaciers. I just absolutely love it. So there's these random just gusts of like hurricane force winds as we're climbing up the trail here. Just breaking past the tree line, and unbelievable. Definitely a storm rolling in. The wind was just crazy howling. I don't think I've ever been in a wind that strong, but it just let off for a little bit here. The top is pretty close. I'm gonna try and make it up there before the weather gets too bad. So the last part was a little bit scary. I actually was going pretty much on my hands and knees. I'm not at the top yet, but I think I might actually turn around. The weather is turning pretty bad and the mountains are pretty much disappearing into the fog. It's also sleeting now, freezing rain kind of. So I think I'm gonna do the safe thing and head back down. I already got to experience all these just absolutely epic views, and I'm sure the top is even more phenomenal, but I don't want to risk my life or yours in the future by going up there. Let's see, it's now snowing. Look who decided to come and say goodbye to everyone. Wow, you guys. I didn't think that winter in Norway could be topped, but being here in the summer has been just absolutely spectacular and unforgettable. I'm glad that the sun, the midnight sun, finally came back out to see us and send us off. What a fantastic trip, seeing the northern cape of Norway, exploring Tromsø, and that island of Senja. I mean, those cliffs were incredible. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. As always, I'm Alice Ford. Never stop exploring.